Alright, hello students. My name is Mr. Lim. I'll be going through with you the UCAS technical briefing. So basically, if you're applying to UK, the United Kingdom to study, be it Oxford, Cambridge, UCL, and so forth, if you're interested in any of those universities and want to study in Great Britain, then you will have to apply to UCAS. So this briefing will be quite technical. We'll go through the steps and the specific details to input and to start us off, what is UCAS? So UCAS is the common platform that all universities in the UK will have to be applied to, and what you'll need to prepare will be these: your personal details, educational qualifications, personal statements, and your 5 university choices. You don't need to have 5, but you can have less than 5. The max you can input will be 5. Right, so these are the details that you'll need, and we'll take it off as a checklist and we'll go through them one by one. So for this particular briefing, will be split into the left half and the right half. Your registration, and also the right half will be the application form. So let's start off with the left half in terms of registration. Right, so what you need to do to start this process will be to go into ucas.com/students, and what you'll see will be this portal over here. Right, it's can be quite daunting to start as first, but this UCAS platform has become more and more friendly over the years. So what you need to do will be to click on register, and upon clicking that, you will see that you can register with your details. So in terms of email, what you need to put will be your VJC email. Please note that it's not your personal email. And then after which, after filling your details, your password, and checking these boxes and register over here, you should be able to get a verification code through your VJC email. Right. So once that's done, you'll enter into introduction page, and so there are 4 steps that you need to apply to, and once you click ready, then it does say here that which year would like to start your studies. So if you're JC2 right now, you'll be applying to 2023 year, and you like to start studying in 2023. So click 2023 and select a level of study. Here probably will be undergraduate, and then after which, if you'd like to have additional information on apprenticeships or conservatories, then feel free to add this on. Next step, where do you live? Clearly it's Singapore, and add in your preferences in terms of the marketing that they are giving to you. So one important note will be that it says here, one point here, are you still at school? Click yes, and search for VJC, Victoria Junior College. Yeah, you could also see that sometimes they will add the address for you, VJC 20 Marine Vista. So the rest of the information up to you lah. Okay, so once that's done, you should be able to see your application in this page, and this is the start of your UCAS dashboard. So do feel free to explore the dashboard a little bit. There's quite a number of things that you can work on, and if you like to start your application, then click start over here. Note that these are the deadlines, right? Okay, if you're looking for 2023 entry, the start live, the 2023 entry will be live from 17th of May onwards. At this time recording is not reached that date yet, so what you'll see will be a 2022 version, right? So yeah, just apologies for that. So let's say if we are starting our application, you clicked start over here, what you will see in the page will be this. It says that start your application, which year you would like to start your studies, 2023, and undergraduate level. So click next to continue. At the bottom, I didn't show this here, but at the bottom of this application part, you'll see 2 images. One is on undergraduate, the other one is I think on conservatories. So click the one on undergraduate. Okay. So if you're applying from a school, which you are through VJC, then click yes. And how you would link to VJC will be in this way. It will be through a buzzword. So this part is very important. So please click continue and please enter VJC 2023 onto this. Okay, if you don't click on this and then you for example you click on the wrong password, then your teachers will not be able to help you with your application. So this part is very crucial, very important. So once it's done, it shows you that okay, VJC 2023, your password is for Victoria Junior College, then click yes. Okay, so this it will then link you to the next part where you have to select your category in terms of which category you want to apply to. This part is also very important. Don't move on unless you know exactly where you want to go into. So if, for example, if you are applying to Cambridge, then you look at A1 Cambridge. If you're applying to Oxford, then A1 Oxford. If you're applying to medical, then it will be B, med, dentistry, vet science. If you're applying to the rest, then C, IP, LSE, Imperial, KSL, KCL, etc. So these are the categories that you will be applying to. Please make sure that you know where you're going before even starting this application. Note that different categories will have different deadlines, so clearly Cambridge category will be a much earlier deadline in somewhere than compared to the rest. Okay, so what's next? Then here's an example for as I applied, then I applied to A1 Cambridge, and what you'll see will be a blank application. Once done, then next thing to note will be note down your UCAS ID. Each person will have their own UCAS IDs. Just note it down for reference. And then after which, at the bottom page, we'll be going through the different steps of the guide, right? So we are done with the first two things. Okay, in the next video, you look at the application form, which can be quite lengthy, but yeah, follow through as well. Right, hello students. Last time around we stopped here at the application form. So for the next video, we'll go into the application form in detail. Right. So the first thing to note will be to add your choices of schools. So what you need to do is to click this page and then click add choice, and you'll be able to see that there are multiple inputs for you to add. So if you're looking into going to Cambridge, then you certainly have to add University of Cambridge and the course that you're looking for, etc. So just take note that there will be up to 5 choices. So for medicine, please choose 4. So your max of medicine you can have will be 4 medicine choices and something related. Just note that please be strategic about it. Like, don't choose say 4 medicine then 1 law, which totally don't make sense at all. Because in terms of your personal statement, you'll be using that same personal statement throughout every choice, right? So if you're choosing choices that are very contrasting, then the personal statement will not be tailored to that particular subject or that course of choice. The other thing to note will be the choice of universities. Please do take note of this in reference to the predicted grades that you're estimated to have. So if you have not been performing well, then please do lower your expectations and not apply to something that has clearly much prestigious level. Okay. The other thing to note will be also, if you're applying to law, then make sure that these schools do offer degrees that are approved in Singapore. There are multiple schools that do offer law, but sometimes they don't allow you, these degrees might not allow you to take the Part B exam in Singapore. When we come back to Singapore, you have to take Part A and Part B, so just do note on that. Okay, so here's some completed application might look like. So I applied, so in this case I inputted UCL, then Sociology of Politics, and then note that you click on main site, and your start date will be somewhere in September 2023, August 2023. In terms of point of entry, do click here first year and live at home while studying. Click no, because doing this in the UK. Okay. So once done, if you're done with multiple choices, then you might have more than one. You can have up to 5. For simplicity, I've added 3. Check that the choices are reflected over here as well. Okay, so that's the first step, choices. Okay, let's move on to the next step in terms of personal details. So for personal details, click on, okay, earlier I move on to the next step. As you click on the personal details tab, then you should be able to see a page where you can add in your date of birth, etc. So personal details, your first name, your last name, and preferred name if you like to, and then finally your date of birth. Okay, gender as well. So once that's done, mark the section as complete once done, and then save the section. Of course, this applies to all the other sections, and I won't be repeating this marking of section complete for the next sections as well. So personal details, very short section, very quick. The next one will be your contact and residency details, where you're staying, okay, right now. So for example, I've added in your mobile telephone number. If you have a home phone number, you can add it in as well, and your email address, your VJC email address. So for each of these, please do fill in accurately and double check, right? If you do not stay in the UK, you're a Singapore student, then do put in non-UK, and then after which add in the various address lines that you need. So do make sure that you are contactable in 2023 for these numbers and these addresses. Okay, these numbers and addresses. Once done, this is the second part of the the contact and residency details. The first part talks about nominated access. So if you want to add in like one of your parents' details or your guardian's details, then you can. So click yes for this, and the full name and the relationship will be coming up for you to add. Please do not add a very vague relationship like a boyfriend, girlfriend, okay? After which you can add in your residency details. So check yes if your home address is the same as your postal address. Then finally add in your area of permanent residence. Okay, finally add in this residential category. This is important. This part is very, very important. Do add in other, because all the other options will be like UK citizen, EEA citizen, that kind of stuff. Once that's done, then add in mark the section as complete, then save the section. So after which we are done with the part 3 contact and residency details. This next part on education will be slightly more technical. What I need you to do is to follow the instructions carefully. So first, right, click on a place. Okay, sorry, before clicking on a place of education, first do note on these two rows over here, unique learner number. If you don't have one, then leave it blank. Okay, most people do not have one, just leave it blank. And do click on below honors degree qualifications. This is important. If you click on higher than that, then it will be inaccurate. Click save this section. Alright, don't mark it as complete first. What's next? Then click onto the pop-up. Add place of education. What you'll see will be a pop-up will come out, then fill in the place of education. VJC exam center number will be S3024. Okay, if it allows you to add, then add in S3024. Then after which add a start date. If you're a J2 student this year, then 2021 cohort, then add in start date Jan 2021, finish date December 2022. This will be full-time study. Once done, if you do have qualifications, which you do, then check yes over here. Okay, so this will mark the school that you have been studying here, after which then you can add qualifications, meaning your subjects that you have taken. So add qualifications, then there are two categories that you will look at. Will be JA students will submit this one, Singapore Cambridge GCE Advanced Level New First Award 2022 2006. IP students, you should be selecting Singapore Integrated Program Cambridge GCE Advanced Level. This is important because if you add the wrong one, then you will be void. Okay. So in this case, if I were a JE student, then I will add in the Singapore Cambridge GCE A Level, Advanced Level, new first award 2006, and then I might put in GP, general paper, and then qualification date. So this is in the future, December 2022. Awarding organization SEABCIE, H1 level, and the grade, because it's in the future, then it is pending. Okay, do include all your subjects. This includes H1, H2, H3, H1 mother tongue, A-level mother tongue, project work, and also eventually that. If you are an IP student and you have taken like O-level mother tongue, then do fill this in as well. Okay, for the later part. Pending, okay, because you have not gotten your A-level results at this point of application. Okay. Once done, add in your secondary school info. Then if your secondary school is not listed here, then you can key in manually. So here I've keyed in Anglican High, then center number, add in accordingly, then start date and end date. Okay. So once done, you should be able to see Anglican High come up here and add in the qualifications. Okay. So for O-level students, then you will be adding in the O-level one. And for IP students, you'll be adding in Singapore Integrated Program English Language Qualification. Please don't get this wrong. Okay. JE students, you'll be adding your subjects. So additional mathematics, and qualification date, then awarding organization and your grade. If you click save and add another, you can keep on adding multiple ones. Okay, just make sure that do spell it correctly, don't omit the scores that you scored poorly in, etc. The minimum that you need to add in will be your secondary school results. No need to add in like oral exam, no need to add in like primary school results. Okay, the more you add in, the more you need to check. Okay. For IP students, you will also need to do the same thing. Okay. For example, I've added in history, then awarding organization will be IP school and the level Sec 4 grade A. So for IP students, you will have grades that are subgrades. So like a B+, A+, A-, etc. Just click, instead of clicking A, you click other, then add in the B+ accordingly. One more note for IP students will be that if you have higher mother tongue, then your higher mother tongue will be under the category of GCE O level. So you will need to do both these parts. Okay, do the IP part and also the GCE O level parts for the mother tongue. Alright. Next, if you have other qualifications outside of IP, O-level, A-level, for example, SATs, ACTs, then these are, you can also add that in. And for example, in this case, just add in College Board for SATs, and then the type of study, just put that as part-time because it is like an exam, and then just to avoid clash with other qualifications. Once done, fill in the details accordingly. And then you should be able to see something like this, okay, at the end. So for SATs, you can add in the score, 700, 800, etc. For this part, for SATs, just make sure that you do have the full range of qualifications, you do have the certificates ready and it can't be like, oh, I remember I did this. You need the qualifications. Alright. Do also check that these SAT results have been reported accurately on portal as well. So the VJC portal should be able to see this. And your teachers, whoever who's guiding you, should double check on this. So please, you don't want your frustrated teachers to be angry when they are processing your forms. This part is quite very important. Okay, so do repeat the same steps if you do have qualifications to report from your other organizing bodies. Make sure that these qualifications are actually relevant. So like I know there are quite a number of people who put in like grade 8 piano or this kind of stuff. Unless you are applying for a music conservatory, then yeah, then these qualifications will not be that relevant. Okay. So at the end, you should be able to see something like this at the end. Okay, of course this is slightly outdated, but once you add in all the options, then you should be able to get a list at the end. Okay, just make sure that your additional tests are accurately reported and reflected on both UCAS and portal. Any dishonest or inaccurate self-reporting will void the application. Okay, we'll probably ask you to redo it, and then finally just check that the dates are correct for the O level, A level, and yeah, so please be accurate about this. Just do it well one time and you'll finish this part. Okay, so that section was quite long. Education. Now we'll move on to employment. So employment wise, very quick one. You can add if you have relevant working experience. For example, if you're interning at a technological company and you're applying for computing, for example, and you have coding experience. So that's something that you might want to add in. Yeah. But if there's no relevant experience, if you say you've waited at some place, then it doesn't really make sense. Next will be nationality details. Nationality details, as you click, then you should add like, oh, what's your country of birth, and then this part, please tell us your date of first of entry to UK. If you've never been to UK before, then this will be the one. Okay, please do add in the first entry to UK or as your entry into UK for the course, for the university course. So for example, 30th of August 2023, this can be variable, not important. Okay, what is your nationality? Singaporean or whatever that you are from. Okay, and then yeah, what's next will be, it will ask you, do you need a student visa to study in the UK? Clearly yes, unless you're a UK citizen. Have you previously studied on the student or tier 4 visa? Most of you should not. And have you settled or pre-settled in the UK? Most of you should not. Do you currently have a passport? Yes, and then key in your passport details as such. Okay, just make sure that your passport details should not expire before 2023. If it does, then renew and then just edit the passport accordingly later. Country, place of issue, just make sure that it's from Singapore or whichever is from. It could be China if you're a Chinese citizen, for example. Okay, next, supporting information. So supporting information, have you lived in the EU? Mostly no over here. And if you have any disability, you could also add that in. Just fill in accordingly lah. Next, EL skills, English language skills. So if you have TOEFL or IELTS, so that's something that you could add in. But mainly, most of you should be taking English as your first language, and then just make sure to click yes because you have done your A levels in English, and then mark this section as complete. Okay. Alright, so we come to the finance and funding part. Okay, this is this part, just make sure that you add in as private finance. This can be changed later on, but it's just to keep the application going. So add in private finance, and then yeah, check that it is complete. If you do have a scholarship later on, you can edit this later on, not a problem. Yeah. Personal statement wise, this part, please do prep your personal statement beforehand. You can draft it out between 1,000 to 4,000 words. Most people do use up the 4,000 words characters, sorry, and insert the draft PS here. When your PS gets vetted and you make the changes, right, just make sure that email us for the form back. Just communicate with your teacher mentors, and then we'll give you back the form for you to change your PS. And then yeah, the PS part is very important in terms of that you need to submit your final PS by the final deadline, by the final deadline. So make sure that at the end of your application, your PS is the correct one. Okay, coming to the last step, which will be at the end of it, you should be able to see that your dashboard, you should see that your choices are there, your profile 100%, your PS is done, and then your form should be ready to be sent. Click on review and send to submit, and then this is your last chance to double check your form. Make sure that all the details are accurately, correctly reported or uploaded, for example, and then once done, you should see at the end of the application form, if all is ready, then accept and proceed. Click here. Okay, so once you accept and proceed, there will be some marketing preferences, up to you whether you want to check. And then terms and conditions, do read the terms and conditions properly. Once done, and then click on check yes, and then accept and proceed. So once the rest of the form has been completed, right, then you need to pay. Okay, just to check, one last thing will be that you had linked the form to VJC using the password VJC 2023. Okay, also do note that the payment here will not be a final submission. You can always, we can always return the form to you. But if you did not pay, then no one will process. There will be no indication of the form at all. So the payment is the first step essentially for your teachers to know that you have intent to apply to the UK. Okay, once all that is done, then you can add in your family's credit card details and then pay as such. Okay, this is the part where I'm not fully sure, but if there is, once payment is done, then you might see this tab. Do take note that you're allowing the details of your application to be shared with the school, which is VJ, to track the application. This is very important. Okay, so I've come to my final slides. Okay, please do check your email regularly. This is your own application. Please do your own due diligence for it. Right. So we have done all the parts of the applications. Yeah, so this is me signing off. All the best to your application. Yeah, if you have any questions, do feel free to email. Feel free to email people from the higher ed community. Yeah, so yeah, that's all. See you at the higher ed UCAS, the UCAS technical briefing soon.